Get all the mics out. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyareshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur I think we need some walkers. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Turn it on. Bola, 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 bola. Hare Krishna. Hare Hare. Haribo. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Top notch. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Nasa. next time. बोलो बोलो
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Lullaby. Hare Krishna. That's what I call the lullaby one. Okay, turn the lights a little low, or ish. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Gaura Haribol 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol Bo Haribol. Okay, it's an opportunity for sharing some thoughts. How's everybody doing? Super good and getting better? So I ask how you're doing, you say, super good and getting better. How are you doing? Super good and getting better. And if somebody else asks you, then you say, how are you doing? You say, outstanding, but still. It's a different one. Outstanding, but still improving. Outstanding, but still improving. Say, I got to ask you first, how are you doing? Outstanding, but still improving. Let's try the other one. How are you doing? Super good and getting better. How are you doing? How you doing? Yeah, try it for a day. See how it works. People say, wait a minute, what'd you say? Somebody's actually doing well out there? So what's everybody thinking? How are you feeling? How are you processing your life here on Earth? We're here just for a short amount of time together on this actually kind of beautiful planet. If people wouldn't keep messing it up. But it's a really beautiful place to live. Vrindavan Dham is here. Mayapur Dham is here. Puri Dham is here. And we're spinning through space right now. And we're here just for a flash. As far as Mother Bhumi is concerned, we're here for a couple minutes. Just going through. So what are your realizations, thoughts? Sharing means caring. Yes. Mukaravind.
Krishna Maharaj. So yesterday when we were going to the farm and so there was some small road came and then Ramni was asking me why there are small roads. So why we don't have like just freeways, why we have small roads. So then I was thinking we don't have everywhere freeway. There is always some small road that connects to the freeway. So that's what is the life is made of, like the small battles that we do every day we have to face, or the small victory that we go and then small thing, then it takes us to the freeway. So I was just thinking that how that is connected to our life.
You said small battles?
Battles or small victory.
Can you talk about the battles? Like what it feels like to you to face a battle?
It's like maybe chanting when I'm trying to chant and then mind will go that, okay, let's see the phone, WhatsApp, what is the status, what is the message. But no, then the small battle can be no, I'll take it away, I'll try to focus on my mantra. So that can be a small battle.
That's relatable.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We like to hear about the battles, don't we? Please. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's good. I like that.
Maharaj, I wanted to share. Somebody asked me the other day, why ISKCON? Because I've done Art of Living and Sadhguru and tried little different things, but I settled with ISKCON and have been here, and I told them, I'll never leave ISKCON. This is it for me. And so they asked me why, and then I blurted out saying, because Srila Prabhupada promises that in this life, you can get Krishna. At the end of this life, this is it. One life and you're back home, back to Godhead, and that's why I'm with ISKCON. So I just wanted to get your perspective on this. I'm slowly introducing them to the philosophy, like giving them Krishna book and Bhagavatam tales and things like that for their kids. But how can I justify that more to them? That yes, what Srila Prabhupada promises is something that we can really achieve.
Well, Prabhupada speaking from the Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Janma karma chime divyam evam yo veti tattvata taktvadeham punarjanma naitimam eti sorjuna. That if you understand me in truth, then you won't take another birth in this material world. And in order to understand Krishna in truth, somebody has to explain truthfully who Krishna is. And we can notice that the Bhagavad Gita has been translated in many languages, over 500, but nobody became devotees. Nobody practiced devotional service because it wasn't really clear exactly what Krishna was saying or who he was. And when Prabhupada brought the Bhagavad Gita as it is, then millions of people have taken to the path of devotional service. So it's something Krishna says, that if you surrender to me, then I'll deliver you from all sinful reaction. Don't hesitate, don't worry. And Prabhupada's presenting that perspective from the Bhagavad Gita. I think the main point is to make that there's nothing made up here. We follow the Bhagavad Gita strictly. Because when it comes to other brands of spirituality, Prabhupada taught the devotees when they first went to India, when people would ask, what do you think about such and such Swami or so-and-so guru? And Prabhupada said, don't get into anything personal, just ask them, when they say that, what's their philosophy? Like if someone says, oh, what about such and such guru? And you say, I don't know, what's his philosophy? And then compare it to Bhagavad Gita. Because when we stand on the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, then we're standing on solid ground. And that's the main thing Prabhupada presented. He said, I'm not presenting anything new. I'm not doing any magic. I'm simply presenting the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And he told all of us, if you want to be effective, and you can all become gurus, he said, then simply present Bhagavad Gita as it is, as I am doing, and then you'll be fine. So that's the solid ground on which we stand. We present Shastra, especially Bhagavad Gita, because it's well accepted and known all over the world. Does that help? Thank you. Okay, Jai. Hare Krishna. Hey.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I was wondering, how do we maintain optimism when it always seems like things are getting worse with so many pure devotees leaving?
Well, I was thinking about how when a pure devotee leaves, we have more opportunity to appreciate them. When they're here, we can think, oh, they're here, I'll take advantage later. And when they leave, there's a sense of what did they say and what did they do and what was their life like. And when we consider it really deeply, they're not really gone. They're always with us with their example and their teachings. And that's indelible. It'll never go away. And then we have the opportunity to try it out for ourselves. There's a way in which we can be with advanced devotees, and we should be, and we should take advantage as much as possible. When they leave, we should also see, how am I advancing in devotional service? How am I following what they did? Okay, take Gopal Krishna Maharaj, for example. He was always there at Mangalartik doing Artik. So you can say, oh, that's very nice, we're following Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Then come and do Mangalartik and offer and see how it feels. And we have a lifetime to align ourselves to the great souls. So it's always optimistic. I mean, the fact that someone, we know we're in the midst of those who are taking full advantage of the process of devotional service. It's so rare. Because most of the places you go anywhere in the world, everyone has some little admixture they throw in and they go like, oh, that's wrecked. Thanks for wrecking the preparation. But when you meet somebody who's purely following the process of Krishna consciousness, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Somebody can be a simple person and apparently in a service that not that many people even notice. But if they're following and just doing their level best in devotional service without expecting anything in return, these are amazing souls that we have the opportunity to associate with. And there's so many all over the world. You can spend the rest of your life, just for those who are disciples of Prabhupada, I've never come to the end of meeting all my God brothers and God sisters. I'll meet everyone's, it'll be traveling somewhere and it's, oh, did you meet your God brother such and such? And I was like, no. And you don't come to the, now ISKCON is so big, there's so many ways in which we can associate with great devotees. New, medium, old, those are coming in who are obviously starting over from last life, coming in and practicing again, we can have association with, and those who have been around for some time. Plus, we have all our previous acharyas who took care to pass down to us painstakingly all the teachings. So it's very optimistic, actually. What to speak of the fact that at any time you could take your beads and sit down and just chant, and you're immediately connected with Krishna. No waiting. Direct access. Consider if you had a cell phone and have one number on it and it just went directly to Krishna and Goloka. And then it turned into your bead bag. And anytime you want to make a call, you can sit there, and that's optimistic. There's not one thing that's not optimistic in the Shastras or in the teachings of the devotees, and even when devotees leave the world, we're still connected. Okay, a couple more. Sharing means caring. How are you feeling? What are you thinking? How are you processing things? Should I say, how you doing? Super good and getting better. Outstanding, but I'm still improving. You got one? Yeah.
One thing I was thinking about, Maharaj, was when Mukunda Datta Prabhu gave a series of classes over the past week or so, one thing he emphasized is the answer to most things about advancement in Krishna consciousness is just being Trinadapi Sunichena, just becoming humble and tolerant, solve so many issues. And I was thinking like, man, it's really hard to become humble and tolerant, especially as you find the more subtle natures within yourself that want, like, you know, attention or glory or fame. So I guess I just wanted to ask, it's a basic question, but there's a level of advancement where you get rid of some initial humility, get some initial humility and tolerance, but it feels like I hit some walls sometimes. So how do you keep going deeper and deeper to like the end stage of purity?
Well, Prabhupada talks about in the 7th canto of the Bhagavatam how one can be detached from wealth. He said by discussing its inconveniences. And there's a way when we're humble that actually feels good, because it's better to just be your lowly self than try to project yourself as something you're not. It's a great burden. And what's more, those who are humble receive great rewards, because they can take in more. And we're lucky that we have permission to be humble, because most people don't have that. We actually have a whole doctrine that's based on humility. And therefore, there's no harm in trying it out. That means don't try to be the center. Try to make Krishna the center. And see if it doesn't make you feel better than trying to be the center. It's really hard to be in the center all the time because you get disappointed. And it's like, how come nobody's looking at me now? And how come that guy's better than me? And then you get all envious. That's a horrible way to live. It actually is painful and always disturbing. But if we just, any powers I have, anything, whatever it is, it's all coming from Krishna anyway. It's His mercy. And try to show respect to all living beings. Try it on for size for a day. How can we do it? Just practice it. So we say in the translation, those who are ready or prepared to give all respect to others. So how do you do that? Try it on and see how it works. It works surprisingly well in a world where everybody's trying to be the center. And if you, sort of paradoxically, the more humble you are, the more people respect you and feel. And when you're truly humble, and you feel that I'll just be who I am and not try to assert my superiority over others, then you feel quite adjusted and happy. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. When Halayuda asked that question, I was just thinking that, and your answer, I was just thinking that, as kids, I think in India, there's a lot of competition in schools. So you're raised actually having competition all the time, 24/7, that you just kind of grilled in your head that you have to get first rank. And when I was in school, it used to be first rank, second rank, third rank. Literally, they will put it on the notice board. Even during college, they will actually literally paste your names, university rank, and marks that you got. So it's always about competition over and over and over again. I'm happy that at least in the US, there is no survival of the fittest to such an extent, because even population is less. So I was just thinking that you have to rewire when we become Krishna conscious, literally exactly opposite to what you were wired as since you're a little kid. So I was just reflecting on that it takes time to start thinking that you don't have to be the center of the whole world. You've been told since young that no, you have to do so well that you should do better than the neighbor. And this is, so I just wanted to comment on that it is, we're very fortunate that Prabhupada has taught us through the books that we don't have to be the center all the time. You should never be the center. You should be center. In regard to this, I was just thinking that, from the time I got to Krishna consciousness, I used to always think that more now than before, that who am I trying to please is Krishna. If Krishna is not pleased within the heart, then there's no use.
Let's talk a little nuance of that also. If it's your service to be in the center, then it can be an austerity and also humility to be in the center. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur talked on his Vyasa Puja day once. He asked this rhetorical question. He said, what am I sitting here on a seat in front of everybody else? Am I an animal from the zoo gardens? And how dare I sit on a higher seat than everybody else? But then he went on to say, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his spiritual master ordered that you go preach, and you have to, in some circumstances, take a center role. Prabhupada's role was as the center of this organization. He holds the center. And at one point, when his title was challenged in the way that there was some undercurrent, I won't go into the details on that, but there was a way that even in one of his books that was published by some of his disciples, they left his title off. And they just called him Bhaktivedanta Swami. And Prabhupada detected that there was something amiss here, and he knew where it was coming from. And then he reclaimed his title that, no, I'm Founder Acharya, and my honorific name is Prabhupada. So someone would say, how is that humble? Yes, because he already came from an organization where they lost the center. After their Guru Maharaj left, then everyone tried to claim the center, which specifically Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said not to do. So Prabhupada had to go off on his own, start an organization, and he could understand that unless somebody held the center, and that had to be him, there was nobody else. It was Prabhupada and a bunch of 20-year-olds. Then who was going to hold the organization together? And about competition is natural, Prabhupada said. There's a slight difference. Of course, Prabhupada would tell about how the cowherd boys were competing with one another to see who could touch Krishna first. And there's a natural way that we're competitive because we're individuals. So we don't also erase that. But there's a different motive behind it. Prabhupada said that when we compete and somebody else does better than us, we don't become morose. We're happy for them. Now that's easier said than done. But that's part of spiritual practice. We don't, for the sake of being spiritual, erase competition, or even the possibility of taking charge of a situation. One of my godbrothers who was asked to help run the GBC meetings for many years had told me that although there were devotees who were very senior to him in many ways in the meeting, at certain points he would have to stop one person and say, now it's his turn to talk, because as he put it, he had to serve the meeting. And so everything goes on, but the motive behind it and our sense of how we're offering it to Krishna, as Prabhupada asked, was Arjuna humble when he went out and killed a bunch of people at Kurukshetra? How does that seem humble? Compared with the idea that most people, if you go into a corporate setting and say, be humble, and say, yeah, but everyone's going to step on me. And it's like, was Arjuna humble when he killed people? And Prabhupada points out he was humble because he wasn't following his concocted idea that he should walk away from the battle, but he was following Krishna's directive that's exactly what he should do, is fight. Very good points, and I just wanted to add the nuance. And we have two more for the close.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I just wanted to share experience from our yesterday's farm trip.
Please.
In the morning, there are a few families which showed up only to the temple. They have no idea there is any bus going to the farmhouse. And after they saw a bus, their kids start crying and they wanted to go. And one family, there's another family, and then finally I had to deboard few of our close family members and ask them to go with Antriksh Prabhu so that we can accommodate them. And there's another one family with a small daughter, and she just literally were in tears, like she really wanted to go. Somehow we were able to accommodate, but the good part, which I felt wanted to share today in the evening, the same family came which has 2 kids. She said, all my kids has been talking is about the farm's trip till today, till in the while even today that. So that was so satisfying to see those who are not even planned to go, they were able to go and have that good experience. And she was so happy she came back actually today at 2 o'clock. So
Next time you get the bus and drive around the neighborhood, put a big sign, say, free ice cream, jump on. Very, very interesting. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we got Sadhu for the close.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I had a question.
Oh.
In this material world, everyone has to leave at some point. And at least for me, I feel like I don't really have the sense of urgency that I can, leave at any point. So, I mean, Yudhishthira Maharaj also says when the Yaksha asks what's the most amazing thing, he says that, people see everyone dying around them, but they never think that they're going to die. So I was wondering if you could give any tips on how to maintain the sense of urgency, because sometimes, I try to do my sadhana properly, but then sometimes the quality goes down. I don't have that sense of urgency to, always do it properly. So how do I maintain that sense of urgency so that, yeah.
Well, I have to say, it's harder when you're young. And as a famous writer once said, it's a shame that youth is wasted on the young. There is a sense of perspective when you get older because you go through a lot of things and you see people passing away and you realize, it could happen to me. And we also don't want to become neurotic either, in that it's so urgent that at every second we're so aware of death that we become dysfunctional. Krishna, in his great wisdom, allows us, as we hear, Sarvasya Chaham Hridisani Vishnu Matak Smritir Jnanam Apavanam Cha, he helps us to forget some things too. Because, for instance, if you remembered all your last lives, you'd also possibly be confused, like, who am I really? He gives us an opportunity to get a solid identity here, and also he can help us to not be hyper aware that you're going to die. That's a hard situation to be in too. I was in a car accident once in Vrindavan. It wasn't so severe. A few devotees got scraped up. Mostly our subtle bodies were really shocked from, running into something in the middle of the road, which is not hard to do. And it took me about 6 months to get over that. I got in cars, but I was so aware of how dangerous cars are that it was of a great concern to me. So I'm saying that there has to be a happy medium, and we can get in touch with the fact that we're not our bodies and that we could also leave at any time by being a little introspective. If you take time to just be grateful for your breath and notice that it's coming at any time, or any of the functions of your body, you can notice that they're being given as a gift. And I had this experience once when I was taking one of my power naps, which I do for 20 minutes. And once it's the recommended amount of time to refresh, 20 minutes. So when I was waking up from it, I noticed that my heart was beating. And I barely ever noticed my heart beating, but at that time I was noticing it. And then I started thinking, I wonder what's making it beat. And I had a mental conversation with my heart. I said, thank you very much for all this work you've been doing for so many years, and I never really even took the time to thank you. You know how liminal state, when you're just kind of waking up for a nap and you're a little kind of clairvoyant or something? And so I was talking to my heart like that, and my heart answered in a way, not literally, but it was sort of a subtle conversation. It said, you're welcome, but I have nothing to do with it really. I'm being controlled by a higher power, and by the way, I could stop at any time. And when I became aware of the fact that I was taking my heart for granted and that it could stop at any time, I got to put my feet on the floor, and I thought, I better get serious. So there are ways in which you can have that kind of existential experience if you're a little bit thoughtful, or if you're a really good napper and you wake up clairvoyant when you do. I have a friend who, before he chants japa, he thinks about that. He'll notice, just take a moment to notice that I'm being maintained and that my existence is very fragile. And then when he feels that little edge that actually I'm kind of helpless here. I'm dependent on the Paramatma who's keeping me alive. Then he chants with that kind of feeling, instead of being nonchalant or forgetting about it. What's more is Shastra does it. Like the Bhagavatam, what it does for us is it makes us fully aware of all the nuances, how material nature works, and how to reconcile all those by becoming Krishna conscious. If you read the Bhagavatam a lot, you're taken through all these various situations. Many of them are shockingly real. Like the story that, of all people, Hiranyakashipu tells to his family after Hiranyaksha is killed. He gives them a lot of Atmatattva Gyan. And at the end he talks about these little birds, and they're being raised by their mother and father birds who go out hunting, and then they come back and the little birds are caught in a net. You know that story? And then the mother bird, out of a sense of just, I don't know what the word is, utter horror, and a desire to save her little baby bird, she flies into the net herself and gets trapped. And then the father bird is sitting there waiting, aghast at what's happening, and exposes himself to the hunter who shoots him through the heart. The end of the story. A little bedtime story for you. When you hear that, it's kind of like, wake up, stupid. You're one of those little birds. Don't get all chirpy on me. Realize that you're in a dire situation here in the material. Well, Bhagavatam can do that for us if we listen carefully, and we just try to be a little introspective. That's the good thing about being a human, is you can be introspective, and you can come to actually objectify what's going on in your life, and you can come to that point of realizing that, yes, I could take my last breath at any time. And I just took my last sentence. Oh, yes. Okay, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Sorry, I'll make it very quick. But to all the conversations we were having today about optimism, and also how to get up when you feel like it keeps getting worse. I was listening to a class by Keshava Swami Maharaj, and he was talking about a book called Falling Upwards. And his answer to one of the questions was that it's ironic because it's falling upwards, but he was explaining in our sadhana that even if we feel like we're falling, and that's what the book also says in spirituality, even if you feel like you're falling, you're actually getting one step closer as long as you can get back. And he also used the analogy of a flight, and how a flight is only 30% of the time on the flight path, because all the 70% is either on like one side of the flight path or the other. But the reason it gets to its destination is because the pilot keeps bringing it back to the flight path. So I was thinking also just how you said in today's lecture, just live to fight another day. That also resonated with me. And I was remembering Keshava Swami Maharaj also because today is his birthday. So I was extra happy to have this discussion and the conversations that we were having.
Thank you. Just a small caveat, because I used the same analogy of the flight in something I'm writing. And just to be sure, I looked it up. I did a lot of research, and a lot of people in the who know the technicalities of flying, because I've used that example a lot myself, said, no, that's not true. There is some slight variation, but it's not 30%. A lot of people say it's never on target, it's always off. So, and I just want you to know it's disputed, that particular thing, the 30%. There's a lot of things pick up speed, and then you'll use them in a public forum, and someone will go like, yeah, that's not true. Yeah, no. That won't work. So but it's well taken what you said. In fact, we were discussing recently about how progress in any discipline is a series of small and large comebacks. You always have to be ready to make a comeback. Like if you're doing japa and your mind goes away, then it could be a small comeback. You just came back in 2 seconds later and you realized, oh, where did I go? Here, now I'm going to come back. Or there could be a time in your life when by degrees you get off the path enough so that you realize you're alarmed and you say, hey, what happened? And now you maybe have to make some hard decisions. And there may be times also when you get so far off that there needs to be intervention. And somebody has to come and say, hey, wake up, what happened to you, and that kind of thing. And in any case, as you were pointing out, and as Maharaj gave those excellent examples for optimism, that's the way we go. When we're making an advancement in anything, you can't get overwhelmed by any small little mistakes that we make, but just take them as natural course. Okay, that's it. We had a big weekend this weekend. We have His Holiness Indrajuna Maharaj is coming. We have His Holiness Radhanath Swami is coming. We have a memorial service for His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj on Saturday morning. And much, much more. So tune in to the announcements. Pardon me? We're going to start decorating for Nrsimha Chaturdasi on Sunday night because we're having the Sunday program in the morning. And then we'll have pancakes for dinner. Like they did in San Luis Obispo, the brahmacharis made pancakes for dinner for everybody. Like, what are they feeding people after the evening program? Pancakes. Yay! Because if you're a brahmachari, you can do that. Apparently. So, yeah, it's a big weekend. Look for announcements. I kind of kept it short because I actually don't even know what's going on exactly. I kind of know what's going on, but I don't know how we're going to make it all work yet. But we knew it was the only time Radhanath Maharaj could come. And so we just said, come, we'll make it all work. And as Nirkula pointed out, as we were discussing how difficult it is to fit so many things together sometimes, she said that's what happens when the community gets bigger. Like whenever we go to Bhaktivedanta Manor, there's always 3 luminaries, multiple programs, and they're all either intertwined or going on in different places and things like that. So that's one of the things we'll have to live with. A lot of people coming all the time. So that's what it looks like to get bigger. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev, if you so desire, please let us feel the optimism of your presence in our heart, the encouragement you give us through all the Shastra, and let us take advantage of this very short human life to take association with the best of sadhus. Let us always be humble in all our dealings. And please help us to beat Delhi and Mayapur and everybody else. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone who agrees with this prayer in whole or in part, please unmute and say Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna! We're pretty close, we could be number 1. We just have to work on it a little more. And Mukharavina Prabhu has to go around and get blessings that we can beat everybody. Vanchakalpadurusha,